The hell you will. Hi. Well, I'm gonna be telling you a little story. Uh, there really is not a point to this story or a moral. I'm not trying to get over any particular opinion or point of view or anything like that. This is really, at the end of the day, intended as some form of entertainment. This is just assuming that your life is so different from mine that you might be interested in hearing a little bit about mine. Uh, I've been traveling around life now for quite a while. I haven't lived anything like a normal life. My chosen career is philosopher. That is the love of truth, and this career allows me to explore any particular area of human activity or knowledge that I fancy exploring. I've explored a lot now, and to be quite frank, I've learned more than I wanted to know. Uh, I've learned some things that I wish I hadn't learned, but I still find myself basically, although a nihilist, I am positive. I'm a positive nihilist. I think life is meaningless, pointless, but nevertheless, you can find a lot of amusement in life. You can find activities that are rewarding. Uh, at the risk of oversimplification, I reckon that the most rewarding activities are those which are of most benefit to other people. Uh, since the beginning of time, the, wo- the beginning of time, since the beginning of time, possibly the most valuable activities socially have been those of entertainment and education. My own opinions on education are probably not those of anyone else. I I do not believe that a man or woman with no experience of real life is actually qualified to educate others. I reckon that the person most qualified to educate or help others is one who has experienced uh, real life in the areas of activity in which he wants to educate. In other words, I don't think that someone who got a second class university degree and then a teaching qualification and then got married to the first partner they met is actually qualified to inform younger people of the correct way to approach life or the subject that they are teaching. No one could teach a subject better than someone who's actually experienced for themselves the material they are relaying to others. Uh, the wisest philosopher is the one who can recognize when he has made a mistake. Honest scientific research consists of trial and error. It consists of have a hypothesis, try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The wise scientist recognizes the true result. Unfortunately, our society is built on the premise that if you admit a mistake, you lose your job. So we see a huge army of social workers and police and lawyers and judges and prison officers and so forth, costing billions and billions, and they make mistakes every day, mainly because, as I say, they have no experience of real life. They judge people falsely, they come to the wrong conclusions, they take the wrong actions, but they never admit a mistake. Now, how can you become more clever if you ignore your mistakes? If you ignore your mistakes, you have to keep making the same kind of mistake to make yourself look right. That means if you falsely accuse a man and you find out later that you have falsely accused him, in fear of losing your job, if you admit your error and try to put it right, you might continue to victimize the same man. This just leads to more and more ignorance, more and more inhumanity. One thing that's noted about me is that I ramble. I personally like it, and I think the woman that I had most fun with in this life, the one I married and divorced, she rambled and ranted and talked as much as me, and our days were filled with lively conversation. However, I seem to have wandered right off whatever I was trying to say. But wisdom involves recognizing when you're wrong and recognizing when you're right, knowing the difference, and admitting everything fully. A society which makes it dangerous to admit a mistake is a society which is going insane, because it means your government, your politicians, your police, your media people, all these folk are hiding their mistakes for fear of public exposure. It means that things that should be put right don't get put right, they get put more wrong. I don't know, Bob Marley, one of my major inspirations, he says it's too late. No one can stop them now. It seems like total destruction is the only solution. Well, I don't know. Bright young things could recognize the truth in what I'm saying and make a stance that it is more honorable for a public official to admit a mistake and put it right and make the correct choice next time than to deny errors and seek to silence and eradicate those who would expose your errors. We got to get this working. I've made some mistakes in life. I've been very honest about it, and people have exploited that to destroy or almost destroy my life. Obviously, as you can see, it is not destroyed. Okay, I'll get better at this as I go along, I hope, because what I do is I review the video and I note what I did right and what I did wrong, and I make decisions about how to get it better next time. Because of the kind of honest scientist I am, I'm publishing the material unedited. I'm a spontaneous guy, and if I make a mistake, you'll see me doing it. This means I'm not false. Okay, I'll be back. The hell you will.